From the Ohio AgNet Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by Grain Equipment Company, where innovation meets execution. I'm Joel Norwood with your farm news and markets and much more here as we round out the work week. President Trump changing course on some of those tariffs that went into effect earlier this week. He has officially postponed tariffs on Canada and Mexico, pushing the deadline back to April 2nd, and also has cut tariffs on imported potash from 25% to 10%. That's being hailed as a win for farmers amid the upcoming planting season. Secretary of Agriculture Brooke Rollins says the reduction helps farmers manage input costs while maintaining trade negotiations. Tensions remain, though. Canadian officials insist on keeping their tariffs in place, and Prime Minister Justin Trudeau expects a prolonged trade dispute. Meanwhile, farm leaders urging the administration to ensure stable market access. More than 80% of U.S. potash coming from Canada, and that is a key fertilizer for U.S. farms. It has also concerns over future supply and pricing lingering far after the dispute is gone. Relationships with Mexico do seem to be improving, though, as President Trump says he's talked with President Claudia Sheinbaum of Mexico, and they've agreed to Mexico will not have to pay tariffs on anything that falls under the USMCA agreement. He says it's out of respect for President Sheinbaum, as their relationship has been very good, and they're working hard together on border security. Why don't we take a quick look at retail fertilizer prices, by the way? DTN's retail fertilizer trend tracker showing that for the first time in the recent price move higher, all 8 fertilizers are now up compared to a month before. UAN 28 leading the way, 8% higher compared to last month. Urea up 6%. The remaining 6 were just slightly more expensive. That includes DAP, MAP, Potash, 1034O, anhydrous, and UAN 32. At a time of international market and demand uncertainty, our own Dusty Sonnenberg caught up with Jana Fritz of the U.S. Soybean Export Council. It's today's featured audio at ohioagnet.com. Here's a clip.
What is my return on investment for investing in the checkoff? Our CEO, Jim Sutter, has actually done a great job of coining the OPM, other people's money phrase, right? We are not working with our own money. We're working with other farmers' money. So we want to be the key stewards and ensure that our dollars are being used to the best way possible. The research shows that investment in international marketing returns the value to the soybean farmer in expanding the markets and elevating that opportunity for U.S. soy around the globe. So as much as we can have that direct impact in telling our story to create that opportunity for U.S. soy, in my mind, that's a great opportunity for that elevation and that return on investment for soybean farmers.
Tune into that full conversation at ohioagnet.com. In other farm news, a general consensus out there that we'll see more corn-planted acres this year and less of soybeans. To help us look at that change, we go to Tanner Emke. He's the lead economist for grains and oilseeds at CoBank.
Where we're at right now, we're forecasting corn to be up a little over 4% from last year at 94.5 million. But if we continue the current trajectory on prices with corn versus these other commodities, we could easily see corn planted acres go north of 95 million.
As expected, most of those acres would come from soy, he says.
Obviously, there will be some shift out of soybeans. We anticipate soybean acreage to fall to about 84 million, down from a touch over 87 million last year. But corn is also going to be picking up acres from a lot of other crops that have not kept pace with the rally we've seen in corn prices over the last several weeks.
Tanner Emke with CoBank. Quick check of your Ohio weather update thanks to Seed Consultants. Rain moving in this afternoon with highs in the mid-40s. That tapers off overnight as temperatures drop below freezing and then snow returns. Tomorrow will be cooler but mostly clear. Then a warming trend begins Sunday, pushing highs into the 60s by Tuesday. Could even see some 70-degree parts of Ohio. That'd be nice. Clouds roll in Wednesday, bringing scattered showers through the end of the next week, with Friday staying mild and widespread rain coming in for next weekend. Time for a look at what's driving markets today, thanks to Brandt, helping growers take control for over 70 years. Over to Ryan.
I'm Ryan Metzger with Lice Mercantile, providing you with a preview of your upcoming WASDE report next week on Tuesday the 11th. The average industry survey results are looking for a 23 million bushel reduction on the corn carryout, with an average trade guess of 1.518 billion bushels. This reduction is attributed to the additional exports and additional corn for ethanol demand, whereas the industry is expecting no changes on soybeans, leaving the carryout at 380 million bushels. However, wheat is expected to see an increase of 5 million bushels on the wheat carryout due to less exports. which would raise the carryout to an industry average guess of 799 million bushels. Please visit our website, lifesmercantile.com, to learn more about our grain marketing program and crop insurance services.
May corn's up 2 3/4 cents right now to 4.66 3/4 as we take a look at how markets are moving here on Friday in Chicago. December new crop corn down 1/4 penny to 4.50 3/4. May soybeans down 1/4 penny to 10.27, and November soybeans up 3 3/4 to 10.24.5. July wheat down 5 1/4 to 5.62 3/4. Markets still trying to make out what to do with the information that tariffs right now are on hold again. April live cattle up $2.08 to 198.35 as April feeder cattle gaining $1.60 to 276.03. Hogs up 33 cents to 86.98, and milk even higher by a couple pennies right now. Markets brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. I'm Joel Norwood for the Ohio AgNet.